We're Berochos daf 21. So we're debating whether here who are thinking about something is kedib or dami. So the more asks for tefillah, the dover shatzib, and we said if the something is the tzibur is doing it, he should be mahara with them. Tefillah, the dover shatzib kimbo. Tefillah is something that the tzibur does together. Utnan. Hayom b'tefillah, if the person was davening kriyashma. V'nizkar shu balkari, discovers he was a balkari, remembers. And he hadn't gone to the mikveh, it says, lo yapsik. Shouldn't stop. And he's katzer, you should shorten it. Why? Because time of the askil, he had started already. Implying how lo yaskil, if he hadn't started, lo yaskil, he shouldn't stop. I hear is lav kedibur dami. So shiny tefillah the lesbe malchus shamayim. So there's no riot from tefillah because there's no malchus shamayim there like there is by kriya shema. So the Gemara says, "Berochos hamazon la'achrot lesbe malchus shamayim." There is no malchus shamayim there. Usnan ala mazon mevarch la'achrot ve'en mevarch l'fanav, that you're allowed to do it. Ela kriya shema berochos hamazon doraisa. So you have to do it. There's no choice, since the Chachamim were the ones who said if you're about carry to stop. So since these doraisa, you're allowed to do these. But tefillah, which according to this sheet is only drabanan, then you don't have to daven if you're a balkir. How do we know that there are two brachos that are minat Torah? Berochos HaTorah and Berochos HaMazon. And the Gemara says, how do we know that Berochos HaMazon is minat Torah? You should eat, you're satiated, and you have to bench. And then minan the Berochos HaTorah for them minat Torah shnemer ki shem Hashem ekra avugod Elohim. It means when you call out the name of Hashem, you have to be mavarich him, you have to be magdil him. We learn Berochos HaTorah. We should learn to make a Berochos HaTorah after learning Torah from Berochos HaMazon. Berochos HaMazon l'fanea, and Berochos HaMazon we should make a bracha before for Berochos HaTorah also mikal v'chomer. Berochos HaTorah la'acharem and Berochos HaMazon mikal v'chomer. Ma Mazon shein total fanav. Berochos HaMazon does not require bracha min Torah before. Yet Torah la'achra, Torah shetun l'faneh, Torah that requires a bracha before, because of kishem Hashem ekra, eno din shetun l'achra, certainly should require a bracha afterwards. Berochos HaMazon for them and Berochos HaTorah mikal v'chomer. And to make a Berochos HaMazon before you eat is also mikal v'chomer. Ma Torah she'ein tun l'achra. Torah does not require min Torah bracha afterwards. Yet te'una l'faneh requires a bracha before. Mazon shuton la'achra, a Berochos eating Berochos HaMazon is midoraisa afterwards. Eno din she'eton l'faneh. Certainly there should be a bracha before. But ikelamifrach malav mazon shekein neneh. We could say maybe the kal v'chomer doesn't work because Berochos HaMazon you have physical enjoyment. Umala torch ken chalaba was a spiritual. The otnan ala mazon mevarch la'achra ve'en mevarch l'fanav. And you only bench afterwards, not before. Tiyufta, so that these kashas remain kashas. We don't have these the brachos before eating and the brachos after benching are not midoraisa. Amid safik kar kriyashma safik loy kar. We don't know if he read kriyashma. Ein a chayzer v'kar. We don't go back and make him read it again. Safik Omer Emes V'Yatziv, which is part of the Berochos Achareah, Safik Omer Chayzer V'Omer Emes V'Yatziv. You do have to repeat it. And my time, why? Kriyashma Drabanan Emes V'Yatziv D'Oraisa. So anything that is a Safik Drabanan, you don't have to repeat. But Emes V'Yatziv L'Chora, according to this Banda Omar, is D'Oraisa, you have to repeat it. Maziv Rav Yosef, it says of Shach Bol Kumechas. What do you mean Kriyashma Drabanan? There's a passage that says you have to read Kriyas Shema, so it's midoraisa as well. Normally, Abaya, who be the rhetoric? It's not referring to mitzvah of Kriyas Shema, it's mitzvah of reading, of learning Torah. So Tanan, Balkari, Mahar, Belibo. It says someone who had a mission should not speak out the words, but just think about it in his mind. He should not do the Berochos Kriyas Shema before and after. But for Lamazon, Berochos HaMazon, Mevarch La'achra, Ve'ein Mevarch L'fanav. It's a right. If it's doraisa, you should say one of the berachos, the brachos after Kriya Shema should also be said, even though you're balkari. Now, what's the reason? My time in Mavarich. What's the reason of doing emes v'yatziv? We already talked about Kriya Shema in Parshas Tzitzis. So the name of Havel Olavoiha. Why don't you just say this and not that? Kriya Shema Difa. It's better to say in Kriya Shema. The Ispe Tarti, you have Tzis Mitzrayim and you have Omel Shemayim. However, Rabbi Lazar Amar Safik Kar Kriya Shema Safik Loikar Chayzav Kar Kriya Shema. He, of course, holds, if you weren't sure that you read Kriya Shema, you repeat it. Because he'll hold it's Doraisa. Safik Ispal, Safik Lo Ispal, Ena Chayzav Ispal. Because it's a Rabbanon. However, Rav Yochanan Amar Levaish Ispal Adam Kol Hayom Kulo. He makes a statement that Alavai that you should daven a whole day. The Rashi brings the Bahag that says the halacha is Kedivir Rav Yochanan. So if you were davening and you remember that you daven, you stop even in the middle of the bracha. And a person, we paskin as well, like Rabbi Yochanan, a person could offer a donative halacha all day. So if he's in doubt whether he daven Kriya Shema, he's choizer mispalal. He doesn't have to be machadish something new because of this concept of Rabbi Yochanan Levaish Yispal Adam Kol Hayom Kulo. Let's say somebody was davening and he remembered that he davened already. Poisek, he should stop. Even if it's in the middle of the bracha. Or says, it's not so. Rav Nachman. When we asked the question, Hanu bnei Bei Rav, the yeshiva students in the yeshiva of Rav, the Toma, Kir Dechol b'Shabbos. It was Shabbos, and they said a vochadik, they said a weekday kriyash, Shmon Esrei. Marshi Yigmu, should they finish? The Omerlan Goimim Koloisa bracha, you finish that bracha. So there's no comparison. So the Hachayash the Hasam Gavra Baruch Yuvahu. Really, on Shabbos, you're also machayiv to say Shmon Esrei. It's Rabbanon who do ba'atrichu mishum kavod Shabbos. The Rabbanon, because of kavod Shabbos, didn't be matriach you to say the whole thing. So that's why you would say it even on Shabbos, even though you remember that you did it. Aval hacha hatzalile, but here he recognized that he davened already. There's no reason for him to continue. Person walks into shul, month to tzibur shmis palim. The tzibur is davening. If he can come up with something new, he should repeat the tefillah. Now, why do I need these halachos? Yes, when Kamaisa, what I've been told the first halacha, not necessarily a yachid coming into a tzibur. Maybe the yachid's relationship with the tzibur is as if he didn't daven. No, that's still a question. Perhaps you didn't start. Maybe you shouldn't continue. So tzricha need to be turned halach in both cases. If a person can start and finish until the shliach tzibur gets to moedim, yispala with the tzibur. V'im lav al yispala. If you say you're silent, Shmon Esrei, you can finish before the shliach tzibur gets to kedusha, you should do it. Yispala. V'im lav al yispala. Now what's the machlokas? B'may kamiflaki. Mars are a yachid omer kedusha. Because you don't have to say the kedusha with the tzibur, because a yachid could do it. Mars are ein yachid omer kedusha. Where's the proof that a yachid does not say kedusha? Anything that's holiness should not be less than 10. Now, my mashal, from where do you know this? We learn a hekesh from the word toich. I should become holy besoch. By the Meraglim, it says, separate. I'm about to destroy them. Separate me. So just look over there. The Ada. There were 12 Meraglim minus Yoshua and Kalev. You only had 10. And that's called an Ada of Kamasar. Everybody holds that you don't nifsak in the middle of a bracha if you remember that you had davened already. However, should you be mafsik by Yeshmei Rabba? You're not mafsik except for Yeshmei Rabba. But the halacha is not like that. So the halacha is If you come into shul and you find the tzibur mispalim, if you can finish your tefillah until the shliach tzibur goes to kedusha, you should daven. If not, you should wait. The halacha is like Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi, who was greater than Ravuna. And we never mafsik in the middle of Shemona Esrei for anything. If you hear Kaddish or Kedusha while you're davening Shemona Esrei, you should stop, be silent, and then continue your Shemona Esrei. That you do, even though you're Balkari, you make the brachos before and after. What do you mean? Does he hold that the Balkari is mutter b'divrei Torah? Amar Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi minayla Balkari shall also b'divrei Torah. Shenemar v'hoi datam l'vanecha l'nei vanecha v'samich le'yom asher marato malalam b'alei kari nasurian, just like over there by Har Sinai in the whole process of Matan Torah. If you were Balkari, you couldn't be there. Afkan b'alei kari nasurian. The hoi datam l'vanecha, the teaching Torah and learning Torah, is also have to be like yom asher marato. So maybe v'chitem Rabbi Yehuda lo yidar smuchin. So this is learn smichas apsukim, one pasuk next to another. But maybe Rabbi Yehuda is one of those Tanam don't learn it. According to the people who don't learn smuchim, this connection between psukim, but the Mishnah Torah Dorish, but in Sefer Dvarim, people do learn it. Where do we see this? The Rabbi Yehuda lo yidar smuchim b'chol Torah kula, or the Mishnah Torah Dorish, because b'chol Torah kula minol and lo yidarish the Tanya Ben Azai Omer. Ben Azai said, "Nemer mechashefa lo sechaya, a witch you should not keep alive. V'nemar kol shorchevim beimaf, you have bestiality, relations with an animal, most you must. Samchu inyan lo. So there's a smichas and psukim. Loimar, shorchevim beimaf says before beschila, you kill him with skila. Af mechashefa, where it doesn't say the punishment, you learn nami beskila. Amalei Rabbi Yehuda v'chibin neisha samchu inyan lo notzi lo zel skila, because there's smichas and psukim. We're going to take this guy and kill him with stoning. Really, I have a different limud. It says ovi yadoni. Always you put a bone in your mouth, and an oracle would give an answer. And the other one, you would hear it coming out of your armpit. It's also a type of witchcraft. But all you don't is bichlal kol machashefon hayu. It's one of the witchcrafts. V'lama yatsu. Why was it written about specially? Lakish lahem, to compare to it. V'lomilcha. Ma of yadoni, it says beferush. Beskila, av machashefa beskila. So you see, not everybody learns smichas aparsha by the rest of the Torah. Uvi Mishnah terminal on the Darsh. Where's the proof that you see even Rabbi Yehuda holds that we do learn smichas in Dvarim, the Tanya, Rabbi Eliezer Omer. Noisei Adam anusas aviv umfutas aviv. A person can marry a woman that his father raped or seduced. Or anusas bno umfutas bno. That means you can't marry your father's wife or your son's wife. But you could if they raped them or lived with them. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, banusas aviv umfutas aviv. He can live with a woman that his father raped or seduced. My time to Rabbi Yehuda d'chsiv lo yikach ish es eshes aviv lo yigala es knaf aviv knaf shera aviv lo yigala umimai de banusas aviv ksiv. How do you know that's referring to who Rabbi Yehuda prohibits marrying a woman that the father raped or seduced? Because he says, Anusas Aviv is written, Samuch there, V'nosana ish ha'shachevima. And it relates to Anusas Aviv. So the Gemara answers, yes, Amrein b'Mishnah Torah Dorish. And in this pasuk of V'hotatam v'nechlu nevanech and Yom HaSher Matel is in Mishnah Torah, so why doesn't he darshan there? He darshans it for something else. Hani Sluch Mabala Deidich Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi. For another halacha Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi. Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi, if you teach your son Torah, it's as if he received it from Sinai. It's now in the Mishnah. Zav Sharar Kiri. You have a Zav who's tummy for 7 days. He saw it in this similar Mishnah 3 times. So he has to keep Zayin Nikim. Then he goes to the mikvah. That night, he's at full yom. That night, Erev Shemesh, he can eat Truma. The next day, he has to bring Korbanos, and he can eat Kotchim. So on the 3rd day, a Zav sees Keri. Go to the mikvah is not going to be matar him. Or need a shapota shechlazera. You have a need that who is dripping zera from her husband. So she has a din of a balkari. Hamesh hamesh is for us adam, or someone has relations and she sees blood. all these cases, even though the tefillah is not going to be matar them, they still need zayin nikim. Tzrichin tefillah. The takana of Ezra that a Balkari requires it, even though this tefillah is not going to work, it still requires tefillah. Rabbi Yehuda point there. Rabbi Yehuda says you don't need that tefillah. I can put Rabbi Yehuda b'zav shemar keri. A zav usa keri to be karlav bar tefillah, because as a zav the tefillah is not going to help him. Aval Balkari great and mechayev, but a regular Balkari l'chor Rabbi Yehuda would be mechayev. Maybe Rabbi Yehuda's pot will exempt every Balkari, even regular Balkari. No. The reason why Rabbi Yehuda is arguing there, to show you how far the Rabbanon go who answer you. So, Ema Seifa. Shameshas Rasadah, in the case of a woman who had relations and saw blood, Tzricha Tvila requires Tvila. Now, Laman K'tayla, who is that being written for? Ilemel Rabbanon. Pshita. Hashto Mazav Shra carried to be Karla Bar Tvila, who there the Zav doesn't require Kvila, Mechavi Rabbanon, Shameshas Rasadah, to be Kar Bas Tvila. There, the Tvila would work for her. Kol Shekain, certainly they would require it. It's not a Chiddush for the Chachamim. Elav Rabbi Yehudi. Must be Rabbi Yehudi. The Dafka K'tayla. And it's specific that Mishameshas Rasanida and it's Tzricha Tvila, although carry great and Mechayiv. And then we continue this in Daf 22. Thank you.